Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda, vintage-girly, and today I'm coming at you with the design team project for Discount Paper Crafts. Now this month I was super excited to receive in my design team kit Marion Smith's 12 by 12 Mad Tea Party line. I love this line. Now I know who Alice in Wonderland is, okay? But I didn't really grow up with that, okay? I mean, I am of that age, you know, but it wasn't like one of my favorites. But I still love this paper line because it's got like a little bit of vintageness to it. It's got some girly grunge to it. It's got some whimsy to it. It is super cute. And not only do you have like beautiful colors of reds and pinks and light pinks and dark pinks, you also, on the flip side, on some of the papers, you have greens and aquas mixed in with some pinks. So you kind of have two different color lines that you could work with on this paper. And whether or not you are just head over heels for Alice in Wonderland or you just love the quirkiness of this paper, it is for you. It's awesome. And Kathy does have this in her store. She sold out the first time she got it. It is now back in stock. I'm going to show you some of the papers I have as well as some other things that I got in my design team kit. Okay, and also I wanted to mention, I know it's near the end of the month, but I had to wait to put this video out because Kathy was sold out of this paper and we were waiting for it to come back in. But from now until, you know, the end of the month, which you only just have a day or two left, if you place an order at Kathy's store and you mention in the comments section either my name or one of the other design team members' name, she will enter your name into a drawing to win a gift certificate from her store. And I believe that drawing is going to be held on like December 1st. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that. And of course, the links will be down below to Kathy's store. All right, so I'm going to show you what I have of the paper line left. So this one is called Tea Party. Cute, just whimsical paper. And as you can see, you know why I love it. It's got clocks and stuff all over. It's super cute. And then this side is where you mess in with like the greens, and it's got like whitewashed doilies in the back and cute with the Mad Hatter. You know, we all know this stacked teacups and things like that. Super cute. There's where the whimsy comes in. Love this paper line. And then this one's called Spot of Tea. This side is kind of pinks. Cute little hearts and things on there. And then on the back, this is like a floral print. It's got script in the back. This is kind of greens and pink colors. All right. This one is called Alice. This is kind of like a pink damask. And then this side, this is one of my favorites. It's kind of got like this blue, real pretty blue kind of diamond pattern. It's got clock over here and a beautiful like basket of flowers in this corner. Super pretty. I don't even want to cut it up. And some of the papers is nice because you've got actually some images, the tags that can be fussy cut. So this side is kind of like a pink and green diamond pattern, almost like an argyle. And then on the back, you've got all these tags that can be fussy cut out. Super cute. I mean, I just love it. Okay. And this other one, let me find it. Oh, I've used a lot of this, but this is almost a vintage print. It's really pretty. And then on the back, more images you can fussy cut out. And see how you can make it vintagey? It doesn't have to be Alice in Wonderland. You know, this is a real versatile paper line. And let's see, this one is a fun one as well. It's got like floral pattern down along the side and, you know, things hanging from chain, all the images, just super pretty. Well as some writing and stuff on it. And in the back's kind of this kind of aqua scallop print. Okay, and then last but not least, we have like roses are red. Cute little hearts with print in the back. Queen of Hearts. And then this side is a beautiful like floral with clocks mixed in. Okay, so there's the paper line, what's left of it. I also got in some Prima flower vines. This is from the Ladybird collection. You know, it's just a nice cream flower, so totally versatile to use. You don't have to use it with the Prima Ladybird collection. You can mix and match your lines if you are okay with that. You can do it. This is another package of Prima flowers she sent. These are really pretty. It's got light pinks and dark pinks. And then these are kind of, I'm going to say, like maybe a dark salmon. Okay. And this is from the Lamia paper line. There's the number for you. Okay. And then also I got a couple of things from Blue Fern Studios, the chipboard. Now this is the chicken wire panel. It is a 12 by 12 panel. Wonderful, because this is going to go a long way. You can see I just kind of cut off a corner of it. And what's also cool is these little pieces will pop out, and you can use those as well on your layouts and things like that. And then she also sent me another Blue Fern Studio chipboard. It is words says always and forever, and you will see that on my project. Okay, so I'm going to move my sign out of the way so we can get started. You're just going to see like a bird's eye view, and then I'll turn this around, and I think I will start explaining what I have made kind of from the back side, and then when we get to the front, I'll take my camera off its tripod to get a little closer view. So I'm going to bring my camera out just a little bit and tip it up and move my sign. Okay, so there is my project. I might be able to go back in just a little bit. I wanted to do sort of a configuration type box, but not be all configuration. I was trying to kind of go with the whimsy of the paper. I wanted to use a lot of clocks and layers and things kind of like the paper line is, but I wanted it to be a little bit romantic because you know how I like the romance touch. A little bit of vintage, a little bit of girly grunge. Okay, the bottom that's more of a like configuration box is actually a 7 Gypsies library drawer. I have had this in my stash, I'm going to say a couple of years. Got it at a scrapbook convention, never pulled it out, and I of course just flipped it up on its side. Okay, these pieces are wood blocks. At a local craft store, I got this big package of about 8 wood blocks, all different sizes and shapes. And so I kind of wanted, you know, my layout to kind of go up and kind of be, you know, just kind of like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Just to, you know, make my design go up a little bit and just to make it more of a home decor item. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. We'll go kind of from side to side here. Also with this Mad Tea Party paper line, I pulled out some Prima romance novel paper, and I also pulled out some Recollections Union square paper because I wanted some more kind of reds and blacks to go in with the pinks. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around to the side so you can kind of see the side of this. I'm going to go out just a little bit so you can see it a little better. We'll kind of go in and out. So there's one side. Okay, and then around to the back. Okay, so there's the back side. I want the back side to be just as pretty, even though that will probably be up against a wall or something. And then we'll go around to this side. We'll pull out just a little bit again. It's kind of a big piece. I'm going to say, you know, I don't know how tall it is. Let's take a peek. Yeah, we're just almost like a little over 11.5 inches tall, and our width is about 11 inches. So that'll kind of give you dimensions of how big this is. So let's kind of start on this side first. Up here, I covered all the sides of the wood blocks and the drawers, the library drawer, except the inside. I didn't cover every section, and you'll see that. And I distressed all the edges of the papers, sewed all the edges, and the first thing I did is I wanted my papers to be a little bit shorter so that the wood blocks and the drawers, so that it allows all the corners of these the edges of the wood blocks and that to show through. And what I did to cover the edges of the blocks and the drawer, because the drawer was like a brown color, I took like this metallic black, mixed in a little bit of brown, and then put some sand in it, this really coarse sand I got from the Dollar Tree, and that's what edges and lines all my corners, okay, and then inside the drawer. Okay, so at this very tip top, this is just a 7 Gypsies like journaling card that I put here. Down here, let me go in a little bit closer. That is a cutout from the Mad Tea Party line. And then in this corner, I placed a little metal ornate photo corner here. And I've done a little bit, not a whole lot this time. If it freaks you out, you can sit down. A little bit of texturing throughout this project because I was actually kind of liking a little bit more of a cleaner look this time. I even debated whether to put any texture on it, but then I was just like, I can't stand it. I got to put a little something. But so it's just a slight texture going on just in, you know, around all the different elements and stuff like that. Okay, and in the bottom, now this chain that you see wrapped around here, what I have is this cute little mini stopwatch, and it's on the front. And what I did, and it's on a necklace, okay? And what I did is I got it hanging on the front. I carried it between the 2 wooden blocks here, okay? Wrapped it around because I like the element of it just kind of hanging. And then what I did is I attached it to one of these little Tim Holtz little rings. I don't remember what you call them, but I got those from Kathy's store a long time ago. Just down to 1 or 2, not very many left. So I attached it to that. And then at the end of the necklace, I had this little charm assembly from my stash I attached to it. And all I did was add a little bead landing clock hand here. Okay, but the rest of it was already kind of pre-made for me. And it was just kind of the perfect little mixture of charms there. Okay, all right, so I'm going to kind of bring my camera back up. And we'll kind of go to the back a little bit again. Now on this back side, you can see Prima romance novel paper here. This is a beautiful piece from the Mad Tea Party line, and all I did was kind of cut it in half and place it on the 2 blocks, so it's a continuous theme all the way through. And then I've got this little book. I mean, it's tiny, like 3 by 3 size of vellum quotes. So I just sewed vellum quote to the paper line before I adhered it onto the block. And it just says, I have found the one whom my soul loves, Song of Solomon 3:4. Okay, and then down at the bottom, this is from the Union Square paper line. Okay, I like the reds and the blacks and stuff in it. And then this is just a piece I also fussy cut from the romance novel line, and I've got it up on some chipboard to kind of bring it off of the paper a little bit. And what I liked about it, you know, because numbers going up, and it just signified to me like time moving ahead. Okay, so that's kind of why I put that on there. So, and then of course you can see how the chain drapes here. Okay, and then the chain also, what I've done from the front, like I said, in between the 2 blocks, hooked it again to another Tim Holtz little thing here. I can't even remember what these are called for some reason. Anyway, super cute for hanging things from. It's perfect, you know, and then it drapes down around to the side. Okay, so let's come along to this side. Up on this top block, I've got that cute little heart paper from Mad Tea Party line. The top of this block, I've got that really cute little vintage paper from the Mad Tea Party line as well. This is Union Square paper, cute red polka dot. Okay, down along on this side, I have got, this is Prima romance novel paper. Okay, and on that paper, this is like a little, you know, swinging doorknob thing. I believe Annie gave that to me. Hey, Annie, in our swap. So I just kind of hooked it on there because I liked the moving elements. This is beautiful flowers that Kathy sent me. And then I've got like some Prima and Recollections flowers in here. This is like a cute pink, and this is a script. And then I've got some teeny tiny red wild orchid craft flowers in there. Okay, and then the bottom piece, the stripe, is just Union Square paper. Okay, so now we got the sides and the back. I'm going to turn this back around to the front. Okay, and I'm going to take my camera off the tripod so we can get kind of an up-close and personal look at this. First, while we're a little bit close up, I'll kind of scan down while it's still straight and not so wobbly on my tripod. Okay. Super cute line. I just can't say it enough. Love it because it's so versatile, and I love the girly grunge of it, and I love reds and blacks and pinks and browns, so it's just perfect. Perfect. All right, I'm coming off of the tripod now, so you're going to see a little bit of sideways action here as I kind of tip. Okay, move my tripod out of the way, and we're coming on in. Okay, so at the top here, there's me and my honey. What I did is I was going to do a transfer method onto some canvas, but I didn't like how it came out. So then I reprinted my picture onto transparency, and behind it I've got some of that Union Square paper that's kind of got script and red scrolls on it, and I sewed it onto that paper. So there's our photo. Over here is one of the new Prima resin collections, the clocks. I got that from Kathy's store. Okay. Over to this side, this is just a large chipboard quote thing I had in my stash. I got this big thick thing of nothing but chipboard stuff at a scrapbook convention a couple years ago. So and it, obviously you can see it says these are the days, and all I did is took actually I think I went with Glimmer Mist because it's got brown and also a chocolate covered cherries that has a little bit of a red tint in the brown, and I glimmered the stink out of this stuff. It's got about 5 or 6 coats on it, really dark brown. Okay, and I love it because this project, because some things, like you can see how the R kind of tips. I'll tip my camera with it. I like it like that. It gives it kind of the whimsy of the paper. Not everything is straight. You can see coming down to this block here, that little Prima photo corner, resin photo corner. Got that from Kathy's store like eons ago. It's not straight. I did that on purpose because I wanted this to have the whimsy of like the paper. This paper I love from the Mad Tea Party line. All these checks kind of, if you look at the paper as a whole, kind of give this in and out large swirl effect. It kind of hurts your eyes when you look at it. But when you cut it off in just smaller chunks, you can actually see it really works, and you can make it look kind of, you know, pretty and vintagey. So I'm going to come in a little bit. Right down here, this is the chain that comes between the two blocks. From that little Tim Holtz hook, comes between the two blocks, wraps over and around to this cute little, and it works, a little stopwatch I had in my stash. Okay, love it because it just reminded me. One of the papers I showed you had chains hanging from the top, and from that was hanging like clocks and silverware and stuff like that. So that's where I got this idea from one of the papers of the Mad Tea Party line, and that's why I kind of wanted to add chain and like a clock hanging from it. Okay. So over here underneath the resin photo corner, this is just a metal like ornate piece. It's like an oval piece from my stash. And then I've got, this is just a wooden clock, again from my stash, and I've put 2 Prima metal clock hands there. And then on the front of that, I really wanted to do the clock theme because the paper had a lot with clocks, which, you know, like it's right up my alley. So on top, I wanted to really layer like clocks and stuff. So on top of that wooden clock, this is a Prima metal clock and Prima metal clock hands. All the Prima clocks and clock hands got from Kathy's store a long time ago. On the front of that clock, this is just a wooden word from my stash. It says Bliss, and then I've hung, or over the front of that, a little like ivory metal frame there, again from my stash. This is just some Prima flowers here from my stash. This is one of the flowers from that Kathy sent me. These are the new Prima, the gears with the hearts in them. You guys have seen me use them like a ton. I've got like 5 packages of those things. They're going on everything. I love them. Got those from Kathy's store. And this is just a Wild Orchid Crafts flower, kind of browns, light browns and dark browns. This is a Prima resin clock. This, and then let me go over and up. In that large clock at the top, that and I believe one other piece come in a package together, okay? So that's what you get, a package of Prima resin clocks, the new releases. Okay, so then let's go over to this side. Sorry, so wobbly, but want to get up close and show you. On this particular one, this tag here, remember this is again a 7 Gypsies journaling tag. And then what I've done, let me get down on my knees, you guys, because I need to be able to save my back a little bit here, easier for me. What I've done is I wanted to kind of frame this block, okay, and frame all the elements that are on here. So around this journaling block, this is the new Prima, the little pipes and stuff that came out. These are in Kathy's store. So I've kind of done a framing with the pipes, okay, and then added a water faucet, and then I added one of the little water drips. That's so stinking cute to me. I love it. Cute! And what I wanted it also to do is to act as if this water faucet is watering the Timeless with the wings. So I did it on purpose, like it was continually dripping, you know, and flowing, being timeless, okay? I don't know how else to explain that, but that was my intention. All right, so in the background behind that journaling card, here comes some of the Blue Fern Studios, the chicken wire that I cut up. On the front of that, this is in quite a few layers, so I think it starts this layer first. This is a Prima metal clock here in the background. On the front of that, this is a wooden clock, and I think, yes, like a year ago when I first started designing for Kathy, this is one of the wooden clocks. It's either from like the romance novel or one of those Prima lines, so that's one of those wooden clocks. This is another one of those white metal gears with the hearts in it. Love it. And this is a Prima clock hand coming up. Okay. And then over to this side, this is just another wooden clock from my stash. Another one of the Prima metal heart gears and another Prima metal clock hand. And then this is a Tim Holtz knob, a faucet knob, and I did that because of the water and the pipes, okay? Almost like, you know, you turn the knob and it's got lots of gears. I almost wanted all of this to look as if it's one cohesive unit where everything turns and works, you know, gears upon gears that, you know, roll into each other and, you know, going like the inner works of a clock. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's kind of how I laid this out, and I just love the idea of putting a knob there because of this knob here. Okay, so let's move down to the bottom. I'm going to just kind of back up and give you a view of this library drawer that I turned on its side. Okay. And I'm going to lay my camera down just a minute because I want to adjust the lighting, because you know how it is trying to see inside of configuration boxes. So it might be a little bit of shine. It might look a little brighter, but I want to adjust my light so we can see in there. Okay? All right. I think I can just kind of move forward a little bit. All right. So on this one edge. Now this library drawer actually had like this little wooden knob here, and I of course just took that off. And then I painted with that acrylic paint mixed with sand I told you about at the beginning, the whole box, like I said, all the inside, and I just added paper to the back, okay? So you can see back there the letters. That's the Prima romance novel paper, okay? On this side, I got it from Kathy's store. It's the Shabby Chic, I think it's Illume. It comes with this metal candelabra and then the cute little metal like chandelier. Love these. Okay, and then over a little bit more on that side, this is a Prima wooden envelope. I got these also from Kathy's store a long time ago. A package of all these different shapes and sizes of envelopes. Okay, and then this little light bulb, it's one of the little bulbs, the typo bulbs from Kathy's store, Prima bulb. It says love on it. In the back, let me try and pick up my camera here a bit so you can kind of see. I've got flowers kind of nestled back in there. I've got Wild Orchid Craft flowers. I've got those beautiful flowers. Kathy sent me the pinks, browns, blacks, reds, all kind of nestled back in there. I know it's hard to see. Okay, and then on the front here, you know how I like to do an X and a O. So I've got a little wooden X from my stash, and this is an actual clock gear, okay, that I poked in there. So this clock gear simulates my O and still keeping in with the clock theme of the project. So I thought that was super cute. Okay, so let's go on to the next little box. In the back, you can see I used the Mad Tea Party, the little hearts paper. It's kind of the Queen of Hearts paper. That is a little lock from my stash. I'm trying to remember. I think it might be Farmhouse. I wanted to add a little, well, it's a big lock because it takes up that whole space. And these spaces are like, let me just measure really quick so you know how big of a space I was working in. About 2.5 inches in width, and then they go just like 3 1/4 inches tall. So that's how big these little compartments are, okay? So I've got that little lock back in there. And then on the bottom, I laid these metal Prima keys. I laid 3 of them. Let me pick this up and try not to be too wobbly. I laid 3 of them in there, glued them in like that, like a set of keys that goes to the lock, obviously. And then in the background, I've got one of those Prima flowers Kathy sent me. And then this is just a cute little short, I love it. It's a little stubby bottle. I don't think that thing's about 1 inch tall. I got that from a local scrapbook store. And inside I've got little tiny, tiny red wild orchid craft roses. And you can't see it, but I kind of curled up the little stems off of them. And then I've got a little, this is a Prima, the little metal numbers. You can get them in Roman numerals and numbers. So I've got a little, the littlest one, a number 2 in there, okay? So there's that compartment. And then I'm going to back out just a little bit. This chipboard word is the one I was talking about earlier. It says always and forever. That's the Blue Fern Studios chipboard. I love it. I love the combination of the cursive with the print. I just think it's so pretty. It's got scroll work and stuff in there. And I did the same thing I did as the words at the top. I sprayed those suckers down like 5 or 6 times with Glimmer Mist, and then I did a little bit of texture along some of the edges, just to kind of make it stand out from the box, you know, itself, so it doesn't blend so much into the box. And in this back box in here, I know it's going to be hard to see because I tried to make it so it would just kind of come through a little bit. But I've got some Union Square paper in there. I used some of the Blue Fern Studios, the chicken wire chipboard back in there. I've got a little Prima resin bird from Kathy's shop. There is some of the Prima vine that she sent me. I've got it kind of on the bottom, and then it kind of curls up to the top in the corner. Some of the beautiful flowers that she sent me, the pink flowers, and that other flowers like from my stash. And then I've got a Prima, another clock, because I'm trying to keep in with the clock theme, with the Prima metal hands from Kathy's store. And then I've got a real light bulb kind of sticking out in there. Okay. Let's go on to, you saw the Timeless. Those are Prima resin wings I got from Kathy's store. That Timeless is just a wooden word from my stash, okay? And then in the back, on the bottom, I'm trying to see what paper I have. Oh, I've got the paper I've got in there. You're not going to be able to see it, but it matches the paper up at the top. It's this paper right there, okay, with the checkers on it. That's what I've got in the background. Let me see if I can adjust my light just a skosh more. Maybe it's this one. Here we can get a little bit more in there. It might be too shiny. I apologize. But as you can see, I've got a another Prima clock in the back with a clock hand poking out. And then I've just laid an assortment of flowers in there. I've got a red one and I've got a black one, a Prima flower, and then I've got one of the light pink ones from the flowers Kathy sent me. And then I just kind of laid a, that's from the Momenta line, those metal embellishments they have, a music note. I kind of laid it across the flowers there. Okay? So, oh my gosh, we got through it all. So I'm going to kind of back on out as slowly as I can and try and give you another bird's eye view here, adjusting my lighting. Okay, so there is my project for Discount Paper Crafts. I kind of like how it came out. Very romantic, but clean. Not too much texture. I know it. I got to change things up sometimes. And just the products that Kathy sent from the Mad Tea Party line. Alice in Wonderland, but look what a total different theme it takes on. Just beautiful. In fact, I ordered 2 more sets of this paper. Anyway, the links will all be down below. Like I said, there'll also be a link to my blog for more close-up pictures with direct links to the products I use from Kathy's store. Again, if you place an order by the end of this month, November, and mention my name or another design team member's name, your name will go into a drawing for a gift card to Kathy's store. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.